with the most recent controversy with TwitchCon happening, people are starting to think that Twitch should go back to its roots, get away from all of the IRL and the politics and the parasocial relationships, and get back to the core of what Twitch was founded on, and is gaming. And I don't think that that can happen, but it's a conversation that's going on, so I want to talk about it. I want to see what you guys have to think about it. The reason why I think that it can't go anywhere is that IRL is by far the most popular category on Twitch. A lot of people have these parasocial relationships with these streamers, and they want to see them do all the stuff that they can't achieve themselves, right? The production value on these IRL streams have gotten so insane, the budgets have been so high that they're practically TV shows and movies, right? Used to be you had an IRL backpack and you had like a selfie stick and you walked around. That was your IRL stream. Now people have full-on like production teams and cameramen that follow these streamers around as they go do things. And there's also a danger aspect to it, because if you're walking around and you're streaming where you are, there's a huge security risk, and that's why a lot of these streamers also have security. And then we're gonna go over to politics. Politics is kind of hard to moderate exactly. You can't really ban politics altogether on Twitch, because I feel that, you know, politics leans into every single thing that you talk about, right? If you live in a certain place, especially if you're in the US and you have a certain stance on something, there's always going to be someone somewhere talking about politics. So I don't think that you can necessarily, you know, get away from it, but I think that Twitch might want to do that, because if you guys didn't know, Twitch is losing money. Twitch does not make money for Amazon. Twitch doesn't really pull in anything that they could really care about. They use Twitch as a marketing arm for IVS. I believe that's what it's called. It's their like streaming infrastructure, right? That's why they bought Justin TV back in the day. It's what Kick uses to stream. And it's basically, if you pay them enough money, use AWS, and you'll be able to start your own streaming platform, and then they will take, you know, the majority of the money for it. But Twitch, outside of that, isn't really making them any money. And also you have advertisers who don't get to choose what their ads go on. So because they don't get to choose, their ads can appear on any content across any streamer, and there's no like, you know, picking and choosing exactly who you want to go to. Yes, the tippity top streamers have activations and things that they do that allow them to pick and choose what sponsors they work with. But if you're just a brand and you're giving Twitch a bunch of money, they're going to put your content on anything. And some people may not want that on political content or some IRL content where some degeneracy is happening. And ads is how Twitch makes money, and Twitch isn't making much. Then also, you know, with that, you have the moderation issues, right? Moderation issues for game streams are probably very small, right? Like it's what type of game you're playing, the category of game you're playing, the language they're using. You can kind of moderate it if there's someone sitting at their desk and playing a game. When you're outside, especially just walking around the world, shit just happens. It just happens. And if it happens, you know, basically you have no control over it. And we know, you know, Twitch's moderation practices, they're not the best at it. They ban one person, then they like, all right, you know, no, you're okay because you make us a lot of money, but the other person, it can't be a thing. And then you have Twitch having to make different responses to all the controversies that happen, and they're not able to police their platform. And I know it's a very hard thing to do. It's not something that's very easy for a platform to do, as far as like consistent moderation for different use cases. You have to have a really, really buttoned up TOS and constantly evolve it. So I don't know what they can do, but I feel like the future of Twitch is going to be, it's not going to be good. I feel like it's heading downhill, and eventually there's going to be something else that comes and get it. You know, Kick has been doing a good job, but people don't like Kick. There's Rumble. Facebook Gaming recently died. YouTube, as soon as YouTube decides to take the streaming aspect seriously, then they kind of win it all, right? YouTube has the VOD content, YouTube has the live content, and YouTube has a good algorithm to recommend different videos. And so Twitch really needs to like button things up if they want to do this. And so, you know, maybe banning politics, banning IRL, maybe that's a thing. Maybe start a separate spin-off company to do something completely different and see if you can make your money back. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Twitch can bounce back from all of this? Do you think that they're just too big of a fish to even matter? Or do you think that maybe there's an up and coming platform that could really, give them a run for their money?